What makes Arizona specifically a challenge to prepare for defensively to attack?
I think just like everyone in this conference, I mean, anybody can beat anybody anytime. You just got to play well. They'll play with great effort. It's their homecoming. They'll be at home. They're going to play hard. They're going to play hard, and they're going to be out for us. They're going to see, some things on film that maybe they feel like they can expose. And just like anything else, though, we got to go out and play a great game versus whoever we're playing.
What was your breakdown after watching the film from Washington State? What were some of your takeaways offensively?
I think it's been said before. It's just two different halves, tale of two halves. And we it's a good example for us of things that you can't go in and take things for granted and think you can just roll into a place. We got a better job as coaches. That's on us to kind of get our guys get going. Whatever kind of shots we took or whatever kind of things we did, it's coming out of the second half. That's the juice we're trying to find. That's the potion. And we got to come out and start fast. We've done a good job of starting fast most of the season. And that was really one that is a little bit of a hiccup, and we're going to learn a lot from that. We'll learn a lot from that. That's a great learning tool for us. As hard as it is to swallow for everybody, but I think it's part of growing pains.
Was some of the mistakes that you guys made things that normally pop up, or were they new mistakes that you maybe hadn't seen from your guys prior to that game?
We haven't seen a lot like that. We've done a pretty good job starting fast, and we start fast in practice. We coach that. We've had a really big emphasis of analytically of how you can start fast and what it does to your winning percentage and things like that. And for the most part, we've done a really good job with that this season. I think that's something that kind of popped up, and you're in a hostile environment, and being able to react to it and work together and pull together. It did that in the second half, but we needed it earlier than that. And again, it's a hard pill to swallow, but there's a lot to learn on that film.
Anything with the crowd impacting like the snaps or the rhythm or anything like that?
Sure. I think that's, you get some false starts you down there. We let them do that, We did a couple things for ourselves and allowed them to kind of get into the game, and you can't do that. We play in that environment here at home all the time, and you allow Autzen Stadium to get in there, it's going to happen too. So we just got to do a good job. I thought we did weather the storm. I thought we did come out, and I think the grit showed in the second half. That was really good to see. But again, you just got to learn. You got to make sure you take those lessons and really learn a lot from them, and make sure that we're detailed and don't just skip through it. Don't miss it. As hard as it is to get punched in the face, you got to get up.
Fifth year guy Tony Brooks James is kind of a fan favorite at this point, and folks like rooting for him. What can he do to be a weapon for you guys still going forward this season?
Yeah, no different than anybody else. You got, I think that doing our job and protection, and the back specifically, protection, taking care of the football, running hard and being productive is no different for anybody. And Tony's no different than anybody else than Justin or up front or outside. Being productive and doing our job. And the things that win are the things that we still all have to do. And he's capable of doing those things. We're excited to see him this week again and go back to work just like everybody else.
Through the first 7 games, what part of Justin Herbert's game do you think has improved the most?
I think the first 7 games of this season, I think more than anything at that position, a lot of people are going to look at stats first because they're the easiest thing to pull up and flip to the back page. And that's really not it, at this position. There's a lot to that. There's a lot analytically that you can see and you work through. But at that position, you got to be the toughest guy mentally on the field. And I think that's the thing that he's matured into, and the ability to work through the ebbs and flows of a college football game, good, bad, or indifferent, in different stages, when you're ahead, when you're behind, and when you may take a hiccup. And I thought he showed great steps last week of coming out and leading, and he's done a little bit more each week of doing some things that may not show up in your stat line. It's the things we talk about a lot. I use the analogy a lot of a center in basketball, who a great pick guy, a great box out rebound. Those aren't going to show up in the paper, but those are fundamentally things. Those are fundamentally things that win, and so we try to find the box outs or the good screen set in the quarterback world, and that's really just doing some things that maybe not everyone sees, and that's leadership roles, and that's small things that still win, carrying out fakes and all that stuff. That stuff goes unseen really in the box score, but those are the things that he's done a good job of in the first 7 games of the season, of maturing at that position that give you a chance to really escalate your game.
Your first game without Penne, how do you feel like in the shifts of the movements and stuff, how do you feel like your offensive line performed with guys in new positions?
Yeah, I thought that second half was different than the first half, for sure. I think that losing Penne is a big blow to us, but I think that's part of this game. It's next man up, and we trust those guys to go in, and they've got to continue to get every rep counts. And so we've got to manage that correctly, and obviously he's missed, but we've got to move forward, and you know, we wish he was out there, obviously, but we've got to continue to get better and gel, and we will. We have today.
After a tough week on the ground for you, how much of it do you look at and say, well, some of that's the scheme and things that you could correct the second time around, but you won't see Washington State for a year, and how much of it is things that you do correct this week where this was an uncharacteristically tough week?
Yeah, I think someone mentioned that a little bit earlier. We took some time and make sure we didn't just skip through stuff, you know, whether it's schematics or of what they're doing or how we do stuff. There's lines of all that, you know, and I think that as long as we make sure that, hey, what they do may be this, and this could show up again. We've seen this before, this happened here, or we didn't take the proper fundamentals here. I think that's a blend of those things really throughout the course of that. And I think that we've done a good job of addressing those things and continue to try to make it all work. And that's part of growth, and that's part of pulling a team together in the mid parts of a season versus a good team.
You have a unique perspective because you're a former NFL offensive coordinator. How do you think Herbert's skills would translate to the NFL?
You know, I don't. He's got a skill set that's pretty special, pretty rare. Having been there and been through those drafts, I mean, he's got a skill set that's going to be comparable to as good as anybody. And but that bridge, we're going to cross that bridge when we get there. It's a totally different game. It's a totally different time, and I haven't thought 1 second about that and talking to him about that situation.